Factorising is the reverse of expanding. Now I know you can all expand, I just watched you do that. We're going to look at what happens when I reverse the process. So expanding is when I multiply something in. So I had, for example, 2x outside of 3y minus 4a. I would multiply that 2x in here, giving me 6xy minus 8ax. That is expanding. Factorising is when we start with this and we're going back to that. So we start with the expression with no brackets in it, and our answer will have brackets in it. So if I started with 6xy minus 8ax, and I want to go back to something with brackets, the thing that goes in front of the brackets must always be the highest common factor. Not any old factor, it must be the highest. So I know the highest is 2x because we saw the question there, but we can work that out easily. The 6 and the 8, the highest common factor of 6 and 8 is 2. Looking at our xy and our ax, the only thing that's common is the x. What goes in the brackets is what you get when you do 6xy after dividing out the 2x. Alright, so there's two ways of thinking of it. You can say, what is 6xy divided by 2x? Or I could say, what do I multiply 2x by to get 6xy? They both give you the same answer, it's just a different way of thinking about it. So 2x, I would multiply 2 by 3 to get a 6. And x, I would multiply by a y, so that 2x times 3y would definitely give me 6xy. Is everyone fine with that? You've got to be really careful of the signs. So here I've got a negative 8ax. What would I multiply 2x by to get negative 8ax? Well, we know the answer, it's written on the board. We know it's going to be a negative 4. We know it's going to be an a. Alright, so with factorising, we always want to take out the highest common factor. So let's write ourselves a note. Always. Okay, always, no exception. Okay, don't say it was close. Always take out the highest common factor. And as we've seen in that short example, the highest common factor is not always just a number. Sometimes it's a letter as well, and sometimes it's both numbers and letters. So whatever is the highest thing that's common must be the thing that's factorised out the front. So if I had 15x squared plus 20xy, looking at that example, if I want to factorise that, what is the highest number that is common? Highest common factor? Yep. 5. So 5 is going to be my highest number. Looking at my letters, I've got an x squared and I've got an xy. What is the highest common letter? X. This one has 2 x's, but this one only has 1. So the most you can take out is 1. Is everyone happy with that? Now what's left in the brackets is what I get once I've divided 5x out. So I've got 15x squared, and I've taken 5x out. What does that leave behind for the first term? Yep? 3x. Is everyone happy with that? Because 15 divided by 5 is 3, x squared divided by x is x. If I'm not sure, I'm going to check. Is 15x times 3x equal, is 5x times 3x equal to 15x squared? Yes, it is. Looking at the next one, 20xy, I've taken out 5x. It's a positive that's taken out as a positive as my question. It's just going to stay as a positive. There's no negatives happening here. what is going to be left in that term? Yep. 4y. Is everyone happy with that? Okay, let's make it a little bit more challenging. What if we have, let's go to the next page. What if we have, for example, 24x squared y. Actually, let's make it negative 24x squared y minus 12xy squared. Alright, so that's looking pretty gross. What is the highest common number that is going to factorise into these? Yep. 12, yes. I'm actually going to take the negative out because I don't like the negative in there. So I'm actually going to take out negative 12. What about the letters? Be careful here. What letters can come out?
X and Y.
X and Y. There is an X and Y in both of them. There's two X's here, but there's only one over here. And there's two Y's here, but there's only one over here. So one X and one Y can come out. So minus 12xy is the highest common factor that can come out the front. Now I'm going to work out what's left inside. So I've got minus 24x squared y. If I've divided that by minus 12xy, what is actually left behind? Yep. 2 and an x, that's it. Note that what's left here is a positive. Because I need to make sure that when I was expanding that it would multiply to give a negative. And we know the rule that a negative divided by a positive is how you get a negative. So we know the thing inside the brackets has to be a positive to make it work. Is everyone happy with that? And we know that 2 times 12 is 24, and xy times x is xy squared, x squared y. What about the second term? Anyone want to share their answer for that one? Someone different? Yep. Don't look at the person behind you.
Y plus Y.
There's going to be a positive and a y, and that's it, isn't it? Yeah. Because I've divided the 12 out. 12 divided by 12 is 1. Okay? I've divided the x and the y out, so it's just plus y. Well done. Is everyone happy with that? All right, what if we had 3 terms? Let's say we have 18x cubed minus 24xy plus 12x squared. Okay, we've got 3 terms. It's exactly the same concept though. I still have to find the number that's common, the letter that's common. It just has to be common to all 3 now. Alright, so if I looked at all 3, what is the number that I would use? Yep. 6 is the highest number. Well done. What about letters? What's common to all 3 of them? X is common to all 3 of them. Now, in my brackets now, I'm going to have 3 terms, aren't they? There's going to be 3 different things inside the brackets. That's okay. It's the same process, just going to be 3 of them. If I have 18x cubed and I divide the 6x out, what am I left with? 3x squared. Well done. Second one, minus 24xy. I've taken out the 6x. What am I left with? Yep. It's going to be a negative. Minus 4 and a y. Well done. So we needed that to be a negative so that 6 times minus 4 is going to give me this minus 24. The last term, what do I get when I take that one out?
2x.
Just going to get a 2x and it's going to be positive. Everyone happy with that? Yeah. Okay, let's make it trickier again then. Oh yeah. Alright. It's not that much trickier, I promise. So, it just involves having a fraction. We all love fractions, don't we? So, we're going to simplify this fraction. So, it's going to start with, so let's say we've got 5a plus 20 on the top. On the bottom, we're going to have 7a plus 28. simplify the fraction? Is there anything that currently simplifies?
The A's.
The A's? No. Alright, here's a trick that you've got to be really careful of. You can only cancel top and bottom if it's a factor. Okay? A is not a factor of 5A plus 20, so I cannot cancel it. Alright? So even though there's an A there and an A there, because it's not a common factor, it can't cancel. Is there any obvious common factor here? Yep.
Well,
4 does not go into everything. There is, do you agree that here, 5A, 20, 7A and 28, there is nothing that goes into all 4, is there? There is no number, no letter, nothing cancels at the moment. Alright? What we are going to do is we're going to look at the top as just as on its own, the 5A plus 20. How would you factorise 5A plus 20? Yep.
would you do 24?
What's common between 5 and 20?
5.
5. And what does that leave? Keep going. So if I've taken 5 out as a common factor from this term, I've divided 5 out, what's going to be left? A, well done. If I divide 5 out, what's going to be left? 4. So you're happy with that as your answer for the top? Excellent work. Who's game to try the bottom? Yep.
7 and
7.
in the brackets A plus 4.
Is there a common factor now? Yes. Because it is a common factor, which means it's multiplied by the other things there, I can completely cancel the whole A plus 4. And my answer is 5/7. How cool is that? So from a fraction that looked really horrible and there was no common factor, as you look at it, we were able to simplify it that that fraction is always equal to 5/7. Kind of cool, hey? Now sometimes when we're doing fractions, it won't be the bracket that cancels, it might be things out the front that cancel. Okay, so it might be, maybe that was a 5A and that was a 7A, then the A's would cancel that were out the front. But it must be a common factor for you to actually cancel it. Alright, could you stop the video there and I'm going to get you to try some questions.